Pigford story is pretty complicated. Let me try and give a 1-minute summary. I don't think it... So I started to research what Pigford was. Oh my God. When we went undercover in black churches in the rural black South, where hucksters are teaching people in the pews that they can get a $50,000 check from the government if they claim that between 1981 and 1997 that they, their father, their grandfather, their grandmother attempted to farm. Not farmed, attempted to farm. What is the standard that Eric Holder, of the Justice Department under Bill Clinton, accepted? That if you went to the Farm Service Agency loan office and asked for an application and they didn't give it to you, you get your $50,000 if you can get anyone you know to say that they were a witness that you went there. There were 157 black farmers who were discriminated against by the USDA. So the lawsuits were true and laudatory. They were valid. Caucasian lawyers associated with the Democratic Party hijacked this good case because there wasn't a lot of money in 157 black farmers getting their land back. So the Justice Department and the USDA settled the case absent the acquiescence or agreement of the 157 black farmers. And instead of farmers getting their land back, they created $50,000 checks, of which the Caucasian lawyers got $12,500. And so the job became a racket to go through the rural black South to sign up as many people as humanly possible. There are 18,000 black farmers according to the U.S. Census in 1997. There were 2,000 to 3,000 that the advocates of Pigford that had farm loans, paperwork with the USDA. There were 18,000 black farmers. There would be a maximum of 3,000. In the first Pigford, there were 22,500 claimants, 4,500 more than there were actual farmers. $1.5 billion has been spent. It's a lot of money on attempted to farmers, wouldn't you say? 3 times Slendra. In the year 2007, the heads of the Black Farmers Association come up to a senator from Illinois, where there are less than 100 black farmers, Barack Obama, and we have the letter, and say, if you help us reinstitute Pigford 2, a then closed case, it's over. But Gary Grant of the Black Farmers and Agriculturists Association says to Barack Obama, you're going to have a problem in the rural black South because Bill and Hillary Clinton are beloved down here. But we can help you get elected. And signs up and becomes the sole signatory of Pigford 2, which takes 72,500 people who were late claimants and adds it to the mix for an extra $1.25 billion. This is Pigford, my friends. Bill, this is how Barack Obama won the South. This is how he beat Hillary Clinton, trying to get out the rural black vote by being able to say that all these people got $50,000 checks. That's how they got out the vote, because they had thousands upon thousands of people getting checks for $50,000. This is get out the vote money to a constituency with your taxpayer money. This is Solyndra on steroids, and this is why everything is about race, race, race in this country, because the Democratic Party is using taxpayers' money in order to bribe the community to continue to vote for them. How do I know about the Pigford? How do I know about black farmers? And I'm from Brentwood and I'm a secular Jew. Shirley Sherrod is how. They fired her. The President of the United States fired her immediately, and they immediately needed to find a scapegoat, and that was me. My piece said, eventually her basic humanity informs her to help the white farmer. There is direct communication between the White House and MSNBC. Okay? Barack Obama had stepped into duty, and they needed to change the narrative from having fired somebody without knowing the whole story. And the same week, my friends over at MSNBC started to blame me for the defunding of Pigford. I didn't know what Pigford was. Why would I know what Pigford is? Pigford, Pigford, Pigford. On the Lawrence O'Donnell show, they blame me for the defunding of Pigford. On the Rachel Maddow show, they blame me for the defunding of Pigford. Black Farmer Zero, right-winger, blogger, Breitbart, 1. Like, what did I do? What did I do? The same week that they fired Shirley Sherrod, they pulled out of a supplementary military funding bill, meaning they buried $1.25 billion to go to the Pigford 2 settlement, of which Shirley Sherrod was the #1 recipient, along with her husband, of $13 million. I don't know if you've seen the pictures that we show of Obama with the new Black Panther Party, photos that were suppressed and hidden in 2007, Malik Zulu Shabazz. But I've got a great video of the new Black Panthers and the folks that are involved in Pigford. It's unbelievable putting the two of them together. This is one of the biggest scams ever. It's incredibly cynical. The new Black Panther Party was one of the first things that the Obama administration did was drop a case that had already been tried, and they were convicted for wielding billy clubs at a polling place. The farmers looked around them and saw people buying Lexuses. Wait, we lost our farms, and my neighbors are buying big screen TVs. And I talked to the black farmers, Jimmy DeSmuke, Abraham Carpenter, Eddie Slaughter, and they say, this is the Congressional Black Caucus. In our neighborhood, we call it black on black crime. And J. Christian Adams has a book out as of yesterday called Injustice that I highly recommend that you get. And Christian Adams is targeted mercilessly for having been a whistleblower against Eric Holder. We have them on tape admitting to the fraud. We have the lawyers involved in it saying, oh yeah, we knew that this was fraud. Hundreds of my own clients were involved in the fraud. I've got great video that we haven't shown you. We're making a documentary on it. We've gone to the federal government, we've gone to Congress, we've gone to Darrell Issa, and they're afraid of it because of the race issue. Because we have the goods, and the mainstream media won't report it, and conservatives, Republicans don't want to touch it because they don't want to be called racist, even though the heroes here are the black farmers who need to be made whole, and nobody will make them whole. They're the ones who got lost in the shuffle, the political shuffle. Because they're so afraid of it, the Caucasian attorneys who have made the killing on this opened up a series of new boondoggle lawsuits. Keepsiegel versus Vilsack, which is the Native American farmers, attempted to farmers. Or how about Garcia versus Vilsack, the Hispanic attempted to farmers, who are set to get billions for being an attempted to farm. There's even, I kid you not, Love versus Vilsack, female attempted to farmers. So you women in the world who in 1981, I think your grandmother thought about attempting to farm, go get your $50,000. And because we have the goods and the mainstream media won't report it, and conservatives, Republicans don't want to touch it because they don't want to be called racist, even though the heroes here are the black farmers who need to be made whole, and nobody will make them whole. They're the ones who got lost in the shuffle, the political shuffle.